All right, good evening, everybody. Good night, wherever you are. Thank you for joining in. This is the Grown Men Talk podcast. My name is Noran Price. Lyndon isn't here right now, but he's here in spirit, so we're going to have a great conversation. Tonight, I have two wonderful guests. We have Kiki. Good evening, Kiki.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Chad. Thank you for joining us,
Yeah,
sir.
man, the boat, man.
All right,
I'm here.
If you haven't seen the channel right now, we're talking about co-parenting. It's a very interesting topic. Funny enough, I could barely find two people to talk about co-parenting openly because clearly it's a very sensitive topic for some. So we're going to discuss co-parenting, the ups, the downs, the challenges, and advice that we would give people who are probably getting into or in not so great of a co-parenting situation. All right, so we're all parents at this table, correct?
Yes.
We would hope so, yes.
We hope so.
Yes.
All right, so beauty before beast. Let's start with the lady first.
Hold on, Craig. All right, well, okay.
So, Kiki,
Yes.
we're going to touch into your personal thing. Not too personal if you don't want
No,
it,
it's
that's
fine.
fine. But let's talk about co-parenting. The description is very layman. It is you having a co-parenting relationship with your ex, more than likely, and how it affects you on a daily basis. So, what do you think are some of the challenges most people face when it comes to co-parenting? And we can speak generally and specific, but we're talking generally first.
I think the challenges for me it's emotions.
Emotion,
Yes.
is
It's like you allow your emotions to take over sometimes, and it can affect the relationship between you and the co-parent.
So emotion affects reason and logic,
Yeah.
all right? But that's intentional. Meaning if you allow it to affect it, then it's intentional.
It does.
All right, so emotion, maybe lack of control of emotion or too much emotion, whatever the case may be.
Right.
So that's one thing that affects it.
I think so.
Chad,
I'm sorry, what's the question again?
what are one of the biggest challenges or biggest factors that affect co-parenting?
Simple communication. Just simple communication. I mean, in life, there's always an imbalance. There will be an imbalance in certain things, especially relationships, especially in anything that you do. Communication, because you have something together. That's what breaks everything down. If you're not with the child's father, doesn't mean that the child himself needs to suffer. Communication, let that child have that relationship even if you don't want to. Let that child, give that child the opportunity. If you have a cell phone, let him talk to if he has a cell phone, insist communication.
So don't bar or affect communication.
And it goes back to emotions because the emotion triggers the lack of communication between the partners.
Very true, very true. So we have an emotional issue. I mean, you're still probably holding on to something from that ex-relationship.
There you go.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily the
no,
relationship
not necessarily
itself.
the relationship. It's just that
The outcome of it.
The child is the child's best interest is always your priority.
Should
always
be.
Well, for me,
Right.
I only can speak for myself.
Right.
And if anything affects my child, I will get emotional. But then I have to think about my son and how it will affect him. So no matter what it is, I will be texting his dad and I'll be cussing out hell, and then you have to press delete, and then you just say okay, because you don't want that that tension, because you don't know what people might do, and I don't want anything to affect my child.
But within that same breath, doesn't your whole emotion as a woman knowing that your child is with the other spouse and you don't know what that child doing blocks your whole communicative thing, your whole thought about, all right, he's okay, him good, him dead, him father, in rather than, which girl him father bring come at the yard and where am I go? Doesn't that plays a part as well?
No, I don't care.
You don't.
You personally
I
don't
don't
care.
care.
But
Right.
does that play a part?
No, it doesn't.
Not
because
not
I
with
know,
you, but
no,
overall in a general statement.
I only can speak
Speak for
about
yourself.
myself,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
but I've seen and I've heard other women talk about that, which probably because they know their partner and they know the kind of people that their partner would probably associate themselves with. But I don't have to worry about that because his dad have a little sense.
And standard.
Yeah,
Okay. Which you approve of.
yeah.
All right. Well, let me go into the next question. As the as the co-parent, do you believe you have a right to know the dating status of your ex as it relates to who is around your child?
I don't think I have a right to know. It would be nice to know. I don't have a right to know.
It would be nice, but if you're not told, do you feel nice still?
No, it's neither here nor there for me.
Is it really not neither here nor there? for you?
Trust and believe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Chad, same question. Do you think you have the right to know if your ex?
I
is
don't
involved
think I have a right to know whether she's involved or not involved. It should change our whole perspective of our relationship with male, female, and all these things. What I think I have the right to know is my child's well-being.
Right.
I need to know if he's eating, sleeping, if he's in good health, if he's going to school, if he's being looked after, and if the father figure outside of me in her life is treating my child good. Otherwise,
Okay. All
That's
right.
all we're worried about.
I'm gonna challenge half of that, just as devil's advocate.
devil's advocate. Okay.
You said you need to know if your child is eating, getting nutrition, getting to school, whatever.
Being treated
If you've
properly.
never asked that question on a frequent basis before you knew there was somebody else in the picture, are you asking because you really want to know, or are you asking because you're now triggered by the fact that there's somebody else there?
Would you like me to answer first, or would you prefer her? All right. It matters not the situation. It matters not the situation. If you understand what relationships are about or not about, because we all have that thing that it comes, it goes, it's understandable. Some people break off for mutual reasons, some people break off for non-mutual reasons, some people break off because this is what it is. Now, if you have already expected something coming your direction, the most you can do is try to look out for the other thing in that life, which is your child. However it works out, if that child, if that woman that's or male, depends, that you're with, if your child's mother or father decide to say to you, all right, I met someone in good and clean and this and look after, and it's proven to me, then it's neither here nor there.
Qualify the term proven to you.
Proven meaning that even though I am there in outside or inside, it doesn't matter. He takes the level of responsibility that to ensure that that child gets what he needs. Calling me if possible, if you decide to have a communication, letting the child's mother know that you need to call the father, letting the child know that he has a father, and letting that child know that he's safe with him regardless of the situation.
Safe with the other person.
With other.
All right. Give me from the female perspective.
I think his dad is very responsible. So if I would have to call and find out if he's eating and if he's okay, then I'd need to take my child.
No, well, it still have to do with perspective, you know. It still have to do with perspective because you can analyze a situation with your child and his father, and based upon your own convictions, your child's father is good standings. So,
For the most part,
well,
yes.
let's not go too deep in that
Right.
part, I say. But at the end of the day, you can assure yourself that your child is being looked after no matter who is around him and who is not around him. Just the same with us. We have to ensure that our child is having the same responsibilities. So if a woman comes or a man comes in my child's mother's life, the responsibility is not, if I go into your life with your child, my responsibility is not for you alone, and my responsibility for you, your child, and your safety and everybody.
You're
Yeah,
responsible
yeah,
even if you're not together anymore?
Even if you're not together anymore, because reason being, you have made an impact one way or the other. You have set a standard, you have set a tone, you have set a standard for the whole family being, the community of that family. When you break that, it doesn't affect just the mother or the person you're with, it affects the child as well.
True.
So it is a community thing. So being here, being there, being apart, being together, it still plays the same role. And once you let that role go, that's the end of it for everybody.
Yeah, but I don't think everybody is that mature though. Because I personally would want to have a relationship with my ex's, whatever.
Your child's exit. Your
It's
child's
so
father.
like it was so hard. Whatever.
But I would love to have a relationship with that person. But I don't think everybody is mature enough to do that. I don't know what perception my ex probably be giving that person. Not saying that he is doing that, but I'm just thinking from a woman to woman, not that meaning.
Right.
But
Right.
you would want to have a relationship with the child's mother because in my absence,
You are me.
yes.
You are me.
So I don't think that people are mature enough to do that. I am. I would probably live with my husband, my ex-husband, and his
Cheers.
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 And his woman, just so that my son and his dad can have a relationship, and we can co-parent under the same roof. I don't mind doing that.
You would do that?
But I would do that.
Okay.
But not everybody is mature.
The conversation of maturity is very deep. Let's not dig in that right now.
It's
I think
also
that's
relative.
it's relative,
It's
but
very
it's very
relative.
deep. It's very deep.
Well, you touched on something I wanted to come to next. That was the next question. Do you think you should absolutely have a relationship with the person who is around your child, who is your ex's new partner? But if it's not an exclusive, this is now also a relationship. If she's just dating one or two persons, or he's dating one or two people, do you still think you should have a relationship with all of them, or only the serious ones? Because they're all around your child. So where do you draw the line between, okay, I want to get to know this person versus I don't care about that person because they won't be around long?
But it depends on the other party, because if I am dating somebody, my child is never gonna know that. If I'm just dating a guy, my child will never be
What's the fear?
introduced to.
What's the fear about that? Because that is a.
Because I'm not sure.
Are you afraid of judgment from the child or judgment from other people?
No, it's not judgment. It's more like protecting my child. I have to from the person, because I'm not sure if that person is
Capable of or
or
welcoming
to be
or-
around my child. I have to make sure. Then I introduce my child to that person.
So you have to make sure you're serious about this person.
Yeah.
And if the person decides, okay, this is not for me, and then leaves,
The
what
child.
happens when the next person comes around? Are you going to wait until that person shows you they're serious then?
Yes, it goes for everybody. I need to make sure, because my child's best interest is paramount to mine. So I don't even think about anything but my child. So I have to make sure that every decision that I make, including choosing a partner, is good for my child.
The reason why I'm asking is because I've heard that statement many times before, and I understand the context of the statement. But sometimes when I hear people talk about it, oh, I want to protect my child from this and that, and it makes me wonder, are you afraid to bring what you might call a parade of men or a parade of women across your child? Whose judgment are you afraid of? Your child's?
yeah.
Because honestly, if the child is happy with you,
Yeah.
I don't see the child say, oh, mommy, that's not good, or daddy. And next one, I don't really see that. So is it that
right.
secretly some people are afraid of the judgment from other
Other
people?
No, I really don't care what people think about me.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
But I need to protect my child, so I'll do that for my child.
And it's different for men and women, clearly.
I have no idea. You'd have to ask a man that.
I'm sorry.
Meaning having people you're seeing, whether physically or not,
Well, let me tell you.
around the child. Is that something you try to, okay, I don't want her to say anti this, anti that,
All right.
anti this.
You can't know in the initial stages of dating how far a relationship going go. That is number one. Number two, even though you have outlined your situation that you are a father or a mother to the person that you are dating, and that person decides to accept a situation, you still won't know. the most you can do is introduce the person to the situation. This is my child. If you interact with my child the way that I think you're supposed to, or the child interact with you the way I think he's supposed to, and it's all fine and it's all good. Regardless of how long we are together within that initial stage of meeting, introducing, and courting, and all these things, if it works, it works. If it don't work, it don't work. Regardless, it is a process that the individual, which is the father or the mother, needs to understand from the partner they're bringing into the relationship now to find out, can this person really handle this? Telling a person that, yeah, I have a child and blah, blah, blah is one thing. But seeing how the person really, and you call the person and say, listen, let's go out and I'm bringing a child out and everything, and see how that person reacts in that situation plays a major part. So hiding a relationship, a new relationship, or a new buddy, or a new friend, or a toy in some circumstances doesn't help neither you nor the relationship nor the child. Because you won't know who he is until you introduce him to that circumstances.
That's fair.
True,
So we keep, I realize that naturally we lean to if it becomes a relationship.
You won't know.
This is called government talk.
Right.
So we're big people talking. There are times when it's just sex.
It's just said.
So now, do you automatically not introduce the child to anybody who you might just be having a physical relationship with?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Do you think it's something that should be done?
No. To each his own. I do whatever you think it is best for your child. But for my child, no. I have only introduced my child to one man. One. And
that's when you knew it was going to be a
dated
thing.
4 guys after my divorce. And, my son even asked me, Mommy, oh, say that you don't have a boyfriend. I'm like, son,
Oh.
What had
it
happened
is
was,
what it is.
Don't
But but I would be dating at the time. But I don't tell him.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever had a situation?
Oh,
Somebody
well,
knew-
because I have 2 kids and one more coming in September. So, the first one is 2021, right? The second one is 2015. So, my thing is, I didn't really grow, my kids didn't grow with me really. My first child, I had to fight to get to see him, and at the end of the day, I didn't deal with the mother directly, I deal with her mother, the child's
grandma.
mother. Right, so grandma took care of everything. She needed anything, she called me, and I sorted that out. The second child is away in the US, left when he was like 3, 4, so I didn't get that level. So with me now, personally, I don't have a communication level with the one in overseas. And the one out here, he grew more with his mother's side, and we didn't have that level of relationship. But in all, I mean, when he came into my life and started staying with me, the one out here, he knows auntie this, auntie that, him know she, them this.
At the same time?
Him know everybody.
Oh.
Whoever I was dating, he knew.
Oh, okay.
And the reason behind it, because I had nothing to hide. I had nothing to hide because I wanted him to understand that this is what it is. Mm-hmm. The problem with a lot of people is hiding things. The hidden truth behind your life is what messes up a child's life at the end of the day. Fine, you tell your child you're not dating. You're gone out. You're gone with your friends, whatever. He grows up seeing his mother this way, or her mother this way. When she reaches a certain life stage, she's going to go, my mother did that. This is my mother. I'm copying, I'm understanding. This is how my mother lived. Mm-hmm. So I take the child, whether he or she, takes all of that. Mommy not a man, so what me need man for? We can't go out and do what I want to do. Mommy go out, I know mommy having sex, but mommy not having sex with a man. She's having sex with, but she don't know, because according to the whole situation, she doesn't see with nobody, so she don't know nothing. One day you're coming pregnant. Oh, mommy, you're pregnant. Oh, you're pregnant. She never know. It happens. Introduce, understand, socialize,
manage.
and manage.
I think every situation is different, but
Could be
yeah,
and can
but
be.
I don't think my son is going to say that, you know.
No, your son is not going to say it. How old is your son? Sorry,
18.
he's 18.
Yes.
He's in a stage right now where he's discovering himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a stage right now where he sees that his mom is single.
But okay.
But okay, I'm not saying that you haven't introduced the new man to him as yet, but I'm just saying he's in a stage where he says, "Oh, mommy, all right, mommy dating maybe," because he's not stupid anymore. Mommy going out, mommy enjoying herself, mommy coming not stupid hours. Sometimes mommy not come home none at all.
No.
I'm just
She
saying.
must know.
I'm just saying. Not saying you.
No,
But
no.
if you're guilty of something,
No, I'm not.
Good, there you go. But it does play a part, and it does play a part on the child that you have, because if you don't explain and try to itemize to that child directly what's going on in your life, that child's going to see your life as how he's going to live his life. I'm going to stay single for the rest of my life. I don't need a woman.
I disagree. I mean, everybody makes their own decision.
It's true, facts.
And I don't think how I live my life, it's gonna be imposed upon him, and he's gonna live his life like that.
All right.
I doubt that.
All right.
But he will follow
But
the
he'll
person
follow
who has
the-
the most confidence in.
Exactly. So
Might, not will. Might.
But
Might.
So-
what studies have you?
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
Have you ever met a troubled man?
Troubled?
Right. Troubled in terms of he cannot hold a relationship. He doesn't see himself in that level of long term.
Meaning, have I ever dated one, or if I just know of
Dated, known,
No, I've never dated
encountered.
one, but I know men who are.
All
having
right.
that.
And that's the derivative of seeing someone in their own mind. That person never have a woman yet. My mother never have a man yet. My father never did a woman yet. Them just run road, them just roam road. So why you must, me a thugs, me a gangster, me a big man, or why you must do it? I'm none. Different minds, different sets. I'm not saying it happens to you, nor, but it happens.
But there are
This is-
different factors that could.
There's a lot of things
Yeah,
barriering it,
but I
but the
don't-
main thing that barriers it is that I grew up with my mother single. I never see my mother with a man. My mother go up, my mother come in, that's it. So that child grasp,
Might.
hold, might, interpret it, that's how him or she should live. You don't think so?
No.
Generally or
Because
at all?
Generally or any time?
I've never seen my mother with a man. Have I? Since she gave her life to the Lord.
So you probably didn't see it.
Amen, sister.
And right, so and I don't think that I want to live my life like that.
I never said, no, you see, what we're talking about is perspective, you know, and we're talking on
Yeah,
a
but there are different
broad-based
factors
instances.
why people decide to live their lives the way they want to.
But if you close your gap to yourself only, the discussion that we're having
okay.
right now, it's kind of a bit dull. But I know that I personally think that you have met people in a situation that is kind of like that, maybe not the same thing. But think about it. Why does a man decide that if he's going to be with you, per se, and all of a sudden decide not to be with you? Is it because of you or because of him?
I think you'd have to ask him that.
No, but with a hypothetical conversation that we are having, why is it that he decide not to be with you? Is it because he thinks that it's you, or because he thinks that it's him?
Well, I have never had that situation,
And the
but
probabilities are that
It could
he brought up in a situation where he's never seen his father with another woman apart from this woman, that woman, that woman, that other woman, or his mother with this man, that the man, that the man, that the man.
But what about the men who have seen the father with multiple women and decided to
Have just one?
Have one, yeah.
Because
They exist.
It
They
exists.
exist. They
It
exist.
does exist. It does exist.
Question: does that man who might have multiple women around his child, but he lets his child know that, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's auntie so and so, or that's so and so, but this is mommy. Does that make him a better or worse co-parent? Because if you believe that I will only introduce my child to whichever man I'm serious about, he's like, oh, we're going to my friend Shirley's house and we're sleeping
Uncle
over the
Paul.
night.
But
Uncle
me
John.
introducing my child to a man doesn't speak to my parenting skills.
Sure.
I am positive.
Shouldn't, or you don't think it does at all?
I don't think it affects my parenting skill at all.
All right. So
Because-
you introducing your child to a man doesn't make it. I agree with you. It doesn't make any less or better of a co-parent.
Right.
But as far as co-parenting goes, in terms of a civil state between exes, if your ex decides, I don't like the fact that you have 3 different men around my son, based on what him tell me, oh, I was at mommy house and Uncle Tony came and said, if he then attacks you, how do you defend yourself? Or you don't think you should have to?
I'm sorry.
That's when
Did I-
Nigga, what?
Oh, no.
Let
He
me
would-
take this blowers off right
Yeah,
now. Nigga,
right?
what you say?
Get me the Vaseline,
Yeah,
right?
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Straight
Yeah.
up just for this.
Please. You consider that dictating?
No. How I feel, it's my business. How I feel about a situation, it's my business. It doesn't take away the fact that he's a good father. I don't really care like that to know if he wants to have Harry, Susie, and May. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to know that.
Are you not going to treat him differently?
Susie and May don't, ill-treat my child. That's
so
the
it goes
only,
back. So it goes back to what I said earlier.
the
That
only thing
you just
I am
want
concerned
that your
about.
child is doing okay, living.
Because I will go for the jugular. I will.
I don't think some people are honest enough to admit openly,
Uh-huh.
both to themselves and to other people, that he or she hasn't given me a reason to mistrust, but I still mistrust.
Yeah,
I
I think that's
don't.
true.
I don't.
I think that's
I think
true.
a lot of people feel it, but they don't say it.
I think that's true.
because sometimes you're looking for something to be wrong.
No, because even with me personally, my son in Florida, and because I don't know, to be very honest, I don't know his lifestyle with his stepfather or whatever you want to call him. I don't know. So me personally, I try to reach out to him when I can, however I can. Before him have cell phone or him have a tablet and all these things because he's old and all. I try to reach out, but the conversations don't go the way I think it should go. But at the same time, I wonder, is this man looking after my son the way he looks after the daughter that he now has with his... you understand
So
what I
you wonder
mean?
if there's a difference in
I wonder if
treatment.
there's a difference in treatment. I cannot do anything about it because he ain't coming back to Jamaica anytime soon. But how do I put myself in a mode to say, am I alright? How do I? As a man.
You choose to,
I choose
based
to.
on information available.
And I choose to because not you, I'm not putting the picture on you, but a percentage of women decided that me and the boy left, me there with somebody else, me married and me have my pitney and thing. Who cares about him? My life good, everything is taken care of, and excuse the patois, which I don't speak normally, but I try. You know, I have to go there with him, make him stage part in there. And my son, which is all women's talk, my picnic, cause man not do nothing. Cause
Probably you don't.
when woman pregnant, everybody come and rub them belly and say congratulations. But nobody now rub the man and say, yo, you work hard.
But based on our statistics, how many men are around for us to say that?
A lot.
More than most
A
people
lot.
are willing to admit.
And the problem is the woman and them bitterness.
Let's not generalize. Some
Some
and
woman
he
and
can-
them bitterness.
I
That
do understand because I do hear the stories.
the bitter baggy
And,
cream.
and,
Listen.
and that is what I try not to do, is to be that bitter person, especially when I'm talking to his dad or anything that has to do with the child.
Right.
I will get emotional. I will want to cuss him out. I will want to be vindictive.
For the purpose of what?
my emotions, you
To
know.
satisfy how you feel.
Yeah, right? But then I have to think about with my child, I have on blinders.
Do you know that there's like
that's a very good admission. I
Yes.
appreciate that admission.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it.
But do you
I
know?
choose not
Do you know
to.
the percentage of man out there right now that can't see the child because what they're not supplying the sufficient funds, they don't have the time needed to go and do certain things, and because the woman is goddamn bitter.
Yeah, I do.
Enough man out there would love to have that level of interaction.
Yeah, but I cannot say I love my child as a mother. So when I see them doing it, I don't think they love the child, because I cannot say that I love my child and deprive my child of having a relationship with his father.
And that's a woman talking, people. This is not me.
I appreciate that.
Please to take note.
So when people talk about they love the child, I don't know what they're talking about. So I suffer so that my child can have a good relationship with his child.
Why do women use that one word? My picnic, my child, a female one.
Yeah, but
why?
Because they
isn't
did
he
more than you.
mine? Okay, isn't
Because
he
what?
my
They
child?
did more than you did.
No.
Hold on.
They did more than you.
No, stick enough in our whole heap of niggas. What did they do more than us?
Incubate.
We fertilized.
All right.
We work hard
Hold
for
on, no,
it.
stop. Did you say you didn't do anything?
What you say?
Hi.
Some women are very stubborn.
Hi.
Some women are very stubborn.
No, hold on, no. Unfortunately, people use a scale of physically I did more. Because the fact is, yes, we did something. I'm
Yes.
not taking away from what we did. It's
Right.
very important. One wouldn't happen without the other.
Without the other.
But we love to.
Yes.
Yeah, but
mine, but I did this much versus you
want
this
to
much.
I want to ask the question. Isn't he my child?
It's our. You can't put $1 in a Pepsi machine and dispenser and don't get a
but
Pepsi.
if I am talking about my child, I'm talking about my child. If I'm talking about our child, I'm talking about our child, because it depends on
What's the difference?
So if I'm talking about
Your
making
child.
a decision,
No.
but he's my child.
No, so when you're talking about your child comparing to me and you there, and you have a picnic, your child and our child,
But
differentiate the two.
Yeah, but me saying my child doesn't mean that I am excluding the father from. It's just
But that's
how
what
I
happens.
speak.
But that's what happens.
All right,
No,
no.
but
Here's the problem. People don't like how something sounds.
Yeah.
But not liking how it sounds doesn't make it any less true. It is my child
Yeah,
as
I mean,
me.
it's his
my
child.
child as she, but it is our child.
Yeah.
Saying my doesn't negate our in a logical, emotional, intelligent
Exactly.
way that we're talking about.
But
some people like to
But
differentiate.
in an argument, a female
Pitney,
picnic,
yes. No, that is true. That is also true.
my own, and me bringing 9 months.
Yeah,
and
but
me-
I do speak like that, but I do not exclude
I'm
his
sorry, you
dad
do speak
from.
like that?
Yes, I say my child and I feel my picnic, but it's my child.
No, shouldn't
but I don't exclude his father.
And don't you think
from-
that break that father down to a level that he feels so insecure in himself to
No.
say, no.
Because I do allow
No.
him to be the father, be the man, be everything.
No.
So me saying that.
Do you realize? Hold on.
No,
I'm
I was
sure
having two
there are a
different
lot. No.
conversations. No, it's
There,
same
there are a lot of
conversation.
men right now that just did something because you used one word.
What?
Allow.
Allow.
You allow
What do you mean?
me to-
What do you mean?
You realize how much
No,
ownership
meaning
that
I
sounds like.
don't. I'm not bitter to
The circumstances
let
are
his,
coming out.
Let his, because as we were talking about, women do these things to try to break the father and the child apart, and so
Some-
because they're bitter.
Let's use the word.
Yeah, man,
some.
them can't come beat me.
Yeah, but broad.
Broad, very
Yeah,
broad.
yeah, good.
Right? But I'm not saying allowed as in, oh, I have this power and this is my child and I'm allowing you. I'm just
That's what
saying
it sounds like.
because but people who read and write.
No.
have-
Stop
No,
that.
no,
Don't
no.
even.
No, wait.
Excuse me.
Don't
I'm
say
sorry.
one more
Ladies
word.
and gentlemen.
Stop.
I am.
Stop.
What you say?
No.
Grown
but
don't
then
mean
no.
mature.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much.
But we're getting. The thing is, I noticed nowadays you can't even talk straight without people trying to.
No, but it's the fact of the matter, people.
You are making an assumption.
What
that
you
people who are
say-
Are
grown-
they making
No,
assumptions?
no. You're making an assumption that because we're all at this table,
At this table.
intelligent, emotionally intelligent adults, that we would know how to separate church from state. Not everybody
Not
does.
everybody does that.
Okay.
Like for example, the same man or woman that's going to deny access to the co-parent because they're in a mood or upset about something.
Emotion.
That's not an emotionally intelligent
Right.
person.
No, but as I said, you can't say I love the child and do that.
But again, you're using that to judge everybody based on your standard. So you have to remember that not everybody works off your standard. You're working off how it should be.
But the only way I would not have my child around his father is unless his father is abusive or would endanger my child.
All right, I'm sorry.
Our child.
I'm sorry.
Yo, that pull up was that's a handbrake.
She found the hour later on.
Yeah.
She thought,
Our child.
oh, wow.
All right, I'm sorry.
Eye roll.
Kiki's the name, right?
Well,
Yeah.
the cameraman has a question. Kai?
I'm sorry.
Sonya's gonna read it.
All right,
go
so you have
ahead,
a question
go ahead.
from the live?
Yeah.
All right, what
Alright,
did I say?
okay.
What did I say?
Ladies and gentlemen, just a minute.
Go ahead.
There's a
Oh,
question going to be asked. Waiting for the question. That sounds serious. I shall smile and laugh.
When I'm
interpret
them, I'm
the
gonna ask
question.
the question.
It's in a part where you
Wow.
can't read it.
Okay.
Okay.
What about a man who paints a picture as if they are doing something when they are truly not keeping the promises in front of people and behind closed doors? Is it different? Then they force baby mothers to be.
That's all like part. I'm not reading it for
No.
you.
Well,
No. What?
They force baby mothers to become bitter because they
Okay.
make it seem as if they are interested.
All right, let me break it down. Let me break it down.
Yeah,
The
break it
person-
down. because I can't
Here's what I
answer
think the
that
question is.
part. I think I understand.
There
But
are-
break it down.
she's asking about men who paint the picture that they're this involved father.
Right.
But behind closed doors, it's all show and no go. And that in turn makes the woman upset and angry, and then we label them as bitter. That's the scenario. Go.
All right, let me. And what's the person who? What's the name of the person
Doesn't
who
matter.
sent? It don't matter. All right. For the person who sent that in, let me tell you something. What you interpret is what you perceive. A lot of men out here, right here in Jamaica, willing, able, and capable. Notwithstanding the fact that some are really bums and some are just plain ass wipes, but there are a few good men, watch that movie, that actually stands up, willing to participate and play a part as a father figure, regardless of the situation in the relationship.
She's not talking about that guy.
No.
She's talking about the guy that doesn't.
No.
Answer the question.
No, she's not talking about the guy who doesn't. She's talking about the guy who pretends that he was. If she never see the flag them before, she have a problem.
All right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we're not
yeah.
talking about
No,
red-
if she don't see the flag,
Alright,
them
we're not- alright.
no, it's not a red flag, or a yellow flag, or a blue flag, or a black flag. You know. She put herself in a position to understand what she's getting herself
honestly,
into.
honestly, I say this to him. I say this, the same thing he's saying in some instances when it's been a consistent thing.
Exactly.
But let's,
I mean,
for the sake of this argument, let's say it's a case where
this conversation,
this is new. I've never seen this
right?
pretend there, but is this really
Is it
here?
right?
What do we say to her? How
What-
does she handle it as the woman who is the child's mother, who is now almost doing everything
Oh, by the way,
out
this-
the road? This man is like, oh, look at me, daddy here.
Did she say that it was her actual child's father or someone who is playing a part as a father?
Well, based on the
No, based on the
ba-
question, she's saying that it's a hypothetical. She's just
Hypothetical-
saying
it's a
Let's say it's
hypothetical.
hypothetical.
Okay, so based upon a father figure to the child,
No,
No,
or a
it's not.
father to
no,
the child.
the child's father.
Oh, well, if your child's father painted a picture and you didn't read it, I'm sorry, you're not an artist. No, you don't like art.
Let us put a
I'm
little,
not saying you
try
don't
to
like
put
art.
some empathy.
All right, sorry.
As she's your daughter, she just asked a question. What do you say?
What do I say to her? If you don't feel comfortable in the situation, try to find a different way out.
Yeah, but
Try
if
to
he's
find
not,
a different way
if
out.
he's not part, I mean,
Talk to him.
Yeah,
Give him a
but-
conversation.
yeah, but
Do
he's
something.
Not, he's not going to. He's only pretending. I am not going to lie to my child and say, oh, daddy couldn't make it because he had to go on a work trip.
Oh, there's another question. Before you go there, sir.
Same person?
Same person.
Yeah.
She said stop straying from the question.
Told you.
And for Lyndon,
Oh, no, not
most
yet.
times there aren't any red flags.
Exactly. So,
No,
no,
because listen,
No,
listen.
that's-
As a woman who dates men,
Let's talk on
And
the
I
women's
don't,
side.
and I don't want anybody to tell me unless you have dated a man.
Oh, no,
Right?
no,
I can
no,
tell you
nope,
that
nope.
the
That sounds strong a while ago.
delinquents they don't come with a sign that say, hey,
No.
I'm going to be this kind of person.
I'm not going to be a full asshole and say that it comes with a sign. What I'm simply saying to every woman out there, whatever you take up, and you as a woman pay more attention than men. And that's why the woman can say, your man a cheat, and you know say a cheat for a fact. And you can catch him in the act when you don't know. Because men don't pay attention. All I'm simply saying is this. If you are there with Naran, or me, or the cameraman, or somebody else in the whole place, yes, sir, and you realize that this person doesn't have what I'm looking for, why you go breed?
It doesn't work like that.
Of
sir.
course it does.
So
I'm not going to
you-
impregnate somebody who I don't think is capable to have a child for me.
I'm seeing where this is gonna go. Because
I am
No,
not.
I'm going to be
I have
quiet.
shit to say.
No. I'm going to be quiet.
I am not. No,
I'm
I'm
gonna be
not.
quiet.
Alright.
I'm going to be quiet.
I'm dating. I date you because I want to know about you. Oh,
Okay.
another
No,
thing.
finish.
I date you because I want to know about you.
Right,
If
come
I
on.
find out that dating you is not something I want to forego because you're not the person that I thought you should have been for me, then it's the end of the problem.
It doesn't work like that all
But
the time.
if by accident the condom go bust and you go breathe and I say to you, say, yo, my girl, here what going on. Maybe a co-parent or I'll help you and assist you and I'll be that father if it's my child, then you're fine.
No, I'm gonna interject now.
Yeah, I mean
So,
like
so-
stop. Yeah, go ahead.
many different thoughts in my head. One, not seeing a red flag doesn't mean a red flag isn't there.
That's true.
One. Two, sometimes shit happens.
That's true.
Let us talk to somebody who's asking about, okay, the shit has happened, what do I do now?
Right.
So I think that's what she meant when she said it was straight from the topic. So the fact is, if you realize that this gentleman is now showing X but doing Y, if you're already intertwined financially, emotionally, unfortunately, other than being able to completely take yourself out and your child away, if that's not a possibility, you're going to have to be able to work with what is happening. Set your boundaries and say, hey, listen, you can't stop this man from posting a picture of, oh, I'm the father of the year. You can't.
No.
But ask yourself, why is his portrayal out the road more important to you than what he is or isn't doing? Because you have to ask yourself, am I more focused on what people might be
Yeah.
saying, even
That-
though I know X different? Or am I saying, you know what, he's kind of a thing, but at least I know I'm at least paying the school fee to some degree. So ask yourself, what is more important to you? The perception from those outside, or I check him when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do and I get what I need from him.
But what if he's not doing anything at all and there's nothing that you can do?
Now you can, for your own
Meaning
for your
you're-
own personality's benefit, you will check him publicly because you want him to be embarrassed because he's
Yeah,
not doing
but,
what he
but,
wants.
but how will that help the child?
I'm
Because you
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, no, that's the perfect question. Everything should boil down to how is this going to affect the child? If
Yeah.
she's upset that he's showing this other side, my question to her would be like, okay, is he doing what he should be
Noran,
doing
hold on.
in terms of what?
Noran,
If he's not,
Noran, I'm going to interrupt.
Hold on, if he's-
No, I want to interrupt. I have to interrupt.
Alright.
No, I definitely have to interrupt. Like, we just say a while ago kind of really trigger a little something on my background. So. You know what I realize? Women are not talking about some women. I'm sorry, I'm not talking about you. I
But
know you're-
I'm good. I'm not offended by anything.
Some
you
women
say.
are not talking about the placement of the father. They are talking about the monetary value of what he contributes as a parent.
there are some that do that, yes. Not all, but
And,
some. Yes.
and that is what mostly triggers
The
the
upsetness.
upsetness, the something that we say, yo, my son, my pitney, my child, to
You
hell
ain't-
with
you
you,
ain't
Rary.
shit.
I don't think it's much of, because a lot of us, enough man in Jamaica broke, and when it's nothing to hide about, we hustle, we are Jamaicans, we hustle as hell. We sell two sweet if you make $1, it not gonna work, but we hustle. The fact of the matter is, she wants, most women, would prefer her baby father bring a certain amount of money, so it brings contention within the child and her with the separation. This new man I'm there with now, he might hustle harder than you, he might drive a Mark X or a BMW, he might have more money than you. So to hell with you. This, I think that is more of the perception rather
So
than
you're
the
saying it's
situation.
more the upsettedness between co-parents and the difficulties of co-parenting. Are you gonna say most times it's a financial
It's
basis?
I think 90% of the time it's financial.
So let
Would
me
you
ask
agree?
a
Would you agree?
No,
question.
no.
Oh, you agree, yes or no?
Do you agree, yes or no?
The
Yes
child
or
have to eat.
no? Yes or no?
No,
Do you-
no, answer
That's
the
the
question.
question. Yes or
but
we're
what
not
is wrong with wanting money
No,
to take care of the
There's,
child?
there's nothing wrong with wanting more, but not giving.
No, not more,
not
but I
giving
mean-
what you think is enough.
Is enough.
It's not the same thing as
So
me not
is-
giving anything
is
at all.
Is that the case?
Hey.
Is that the case with the lady? I think she's saying
He's just
that
pretending like
He's
he's
just
father of the
pretending
year
as
and he's
if
not.
he's father of the year. and
Right.
he's
So let's
not
give her the
doing-
advice she asked.
Yeah, right.
He's not doing anything.
No, we get that, you know, and we
Not
totally
anything.
understand.
I don't think she says anything.
Anything,
I
but
think it doesn't match.
It doesn't match.
Okay.
So what doesn't match? Is it the monetary figure doesn't match? Is it that he doesn't want to play a part? Is he
No,
that?
I think from what she's saying, I think it's the social perception.
So he's
doesn't-
not there
doesn't
in your
match.
time?
No.
So
No, no,
he'll
no, no.
probably post a picture spending time with
Ooh,
my child,
wee.
and he's not spending
What is the
time
first?
with
What is the
child.
first in
I mean,
19
spend-
months that
I
you
mean,
come?
spending time inside or
Both.
spending
Both.
But and that's the thing, and as I'm saying is that you have to understand, for a woman, it's easier to gain access to physical, monetary, financial stuff. It's easier. Whether she sell herself, whether she hunt it, whether she beg her friend, beg her man, whatever it is. A man, he might forgot to sell one bag juice, one star, 2 cheese sticks, or whatever it is. And that's maybe the problem. Maybe the problem is that he's not the provider in terms of monetary value, but he will be there. But she don't want just that. She wants him to take out him, go in and pocket and find what
Yeah,
he
but
don't have.
but when you say don't have,
When I say
you're
don't-
assuming that he doesn't have it.
I'm saying that
Oh.
what he has is not enough for her.
It's not okay.
No, you probably
Have
are-
versus have enough based on my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think that is not what she was getting.
I would like her to tell me
I
exactly.
think
Break
that
it down.
I think that, and I don't want us to think that women don't need money to take care of the
Who
children.
says we do?
We don't.
Who says
So
we do?
what is wrong with her wanting money?
All right,
There's nothing-
okay, hold on. I don't think there's anything wrong with a parent wanting money. Let's go with the woman. There's nothing wrong with you wanting money.
Right.
But there is how much money you want, how much money you need,
And how much he can
and
provide.
how much I can actually
exactly
afford.
Right.
Now, if you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, but life is life, it happens.
Right.
So if you want private school for somebody who makes a janitor's salary,
Yeah,
is
that don't make no
that
sense.
realistic?
Right. Exactly.
But what he's saying is that sometimes there are cases where that, even in that unrealistic situation, they want this, and if you can't provide this, then all of a sudden you're fake, you're this, you're that, you're not a good that,
Post
whatever.
up on Instagram and tell lie and say,
we
yo,
don't know
nah,
her
deadbeat that.
situation,
Right.
but the fact is, we need to manage our expectations.
What happened to the man them who will look after them pitney because the woman
what?
them not dead there? The woman
I
not
need to
dead there,
interject. I need to interject.
and he doesn't get that from her as well. What happened to that man? Brother call me, I can't answer you, sorry. But what happened to that man?
What happened to that man?
There are men out there who look after them child by themselves, for themselves,
Yeah.
because the woman decides to get up and leave. Junior, I
Yeah.
can't talk to you right now. Look more. So, him will do everything. The woman has never contributed. It happens, and
Yeah.
it does work. What happened to him? Everything nowadays is all about woman. Woman. No, hold on, no. Don't let me dig too deep into that. But let's talk on the topic right now.
Okay.
Everything is always about the woman. The woman needs to be looked after. The woman needs to be taken care of. The child and the woman needs to. Some woman no live nowhere, but yesterday them want 50,000 rent money plus baby feeding and baby this and baby support. How that works out? For a man who ain't even working 100,000 a month.
I want to hear her full answer.
How that work? Can I go to the bathroom and come back?
Go right ahead.
How
Go right ahead.
fast?
Go right ahead.
Think about it before you
No, I
answer.
don't need
No,
to
she
think
doesn't
about
think
it
about- she already has the
because
answer.
the probability of a man going through that as opposed to a woman going through it is much. The woman is going through it is much higher than a man, and I don't hear men going and woe to the woman. I don't hear them talking about it, but as soon as it happens to a man, there are men. Split justice.
I'm doing
Men
that.
have to do what they have to do because they have to do it. Women have to do what they have to do because they have to do it.
And
That's it.
And which one is more prosperous?
What do you mean? More prosperous?
Gets more benefit.
Gets more benefits. Which one gets more
In
benefits?
terms of what? What
In
kind of benefits? Help
everything.
from
Everything.
family, from
From family, from friends, from
so you're
monetary
saying that
income,
if a
from
man,
a stranger, from
so you're
everything,
saying if
from
a man
the
has
child.
to do it by himself, he won't get help?
If a man have to do it by himself, there's nobody there to help him. Him depend on him own.
Who says?
We says,
So
me says.
you know of a case. So you know of a
I
man.
know multiple cases where there are single fathers
Yeah.
that their baby mother have took themselves up
Yeah, but
and
they don't.
totally
Yeah, so
disappeared.
they don't get any help from anybody else at
They
all.
had to do it by them own.
So what about the women who have to do that as well?
I never said there's a problem with it. I never discouraged it.
Yeah, but if
I
you have
never
to, you
took it
just
off the
have to-
table.
You know,
But
hold
But
on, hold
what
on,
I'm
hold on,
saying
hold on, hold
to
on,
you
hold on.
is that
we're having a whataboutism conversation.
right. But what I'm saying is that no, right?
Can we talk about?
Before we dig that, what I'm simply saying is that everything is based up on the woman. If a man do it, the outcome, the synopsis, and the speech behind it is totally different than when a woman does it. And you have to understand, relations and relativity between a man and a woman when it comes to relationship and it comes to family being is totally different. A woman will get all the glory in certain circumstances. You know what the man get? Headache, left the woman, can't bother, this fucked up, and sorry, can I use that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. So, and it's the facts. The fact of the matter is we are not considered 90% of the time as a father. Whether we have the money,
Yeah.
whether we have the money, have the time, or just a straight junker who want to ensure that the child grow up as a junker like myself, the time of day. We don't. Mother's Day, Woman's Day,
So
day.
that is the issue.
Let me go back to
Poor
myself.
you.
I'll be back. I will tell
Poor you.
Hold on. You know
So
what? Hold on. You know what's really interesting about this conversation is this. Nobody in the last half an hour has talked about the child. But this is the problem. The problem is
Thank you.
we are such emotional creatures.
Yeah, but
Most
I
of the
was
time,
gonna get
it
to that.
gravitates from the child
But
to how we feel.
I was gonna get to that because if you have to take care of the child, if you have to take care of the child and the father is pretending and not doing anything, that is something you just have to do. I don't see.
As in she has to deal with.
I don't think she has to. I wouldn't advise her to even try to deal with it. Just deal with taking care of your child as best as possible.
But if taking care of the child has to involve the father because she can't do it by herself because of maybe her financial
Yeah, but if
situation,
he's
then what?
if he's not contributing,
You see, that's a very interesting topic because not contributing how I think he should is not the same thing as not
that
contributing.
we're not sure if that is the
True,
case.
true. All right,
But
fine.
okay, he's not contributing as he should. What are you going to do? Sit and
can't force him to.
exactly. So you have to do what you have to do.
But you don't think you should have to.
Yeah, but if you not think or you think if the child has to eat and all of these things, you just have to do it.
So our advice to her
Because
would be to do what?
Because as I said, the child's well-being is paramount to anything that is going
Must
on.
be paramount.
It should be. So if he's not doing whatever it is, you both have to think about the child. And if he's not doing or she's not doing, you just have to take care of the child.
We're going to skip to something.
Okay.
One of the questions I asked that was really interesting is, let's say you guys are a couple. You break up because he slept with her. Now he and her are in a proper relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You want the child around him?
Of course.
You're okay with that?
Listen.
If she is the reason for the breakup, you're okay with it?
As long as she's not abusing my child, I am okay. No.
Princess
And that
said,
is fine. But I am saying, I cannot think about my emotions and everything. I have to think about the child.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's
And-
a person in the background that we need to bring into the forefront.
Sonia said not a
because
backside.
not a backside is that
No, okay.
Sonia
I
said
can't-
Here's my follow-up.
there's one person.
Here's my follow-up question. Who has it harder dealing with the new person in the ex's life? Men or the women?
It depends.
No.
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 You
Answer
have
the
enough
question
man out.
straight.
You have enough man out there carry pussy feelings. Don't do that.
No doubt. No
Don't
doubt.
do that.
No doubt.
I know someone out there carry
No
pussy
doubt.
feelings.
Hold on.
Because you know
I
a
will-
whole heap of baby
I will
father
never-
never.
I would like
I
to
will-
interject.
hold on.
I would like to interject.
I will never deny that statement.
I
A
will.
lot of baby father
I-
not providing for the
I-
child because the baby mother refuses to
Excuse
sleep
me.
with them.
I would like
Oh
to.
please, stop
I would-
like say a woman alone manipulating
I
this
would
shit.
like to personally interject.
Not your own. You have to be generally speaking.
Generally speaking,
Let her drink this.
yes,
and
man.
mind my own business,
Yeah, man.
yeah?
Oh, it's way too late for that. Anyway, continue.
I think my glass is empty. I would like to interject. Men don't carry pussy feelings.
Shut up.
Some of them.
Shut up.
Some of them.
Shut up.
Some of them.
Shut up.
No.
Shut up.
No.
Shut up.
Let me explain.
Bro.
Let me explain. Let me explain.
Give him a chance.
Let me
Give him
explain.
a chance. Go ahead.
Let me
Go ahead.
explain.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me explain.
Quick and fast. What about you,
Men don't. Hello. Give me the time and the date.
Go.
Men don't carry pussy feelings. The problem is that women think that their pussy is the best pussy ever. So
is-
a man
No,
should
stop.
not
No,
have
no,
a problem with she.
Oh please.
Stop.
Yeah.
Cheese and chalk.
Yeah.
Can I get some chase on this? Cause
Cheese and you are comparing cheese and chalk.
no, I'm comparing
Cheese and
kettle where I kettle sharp board.
Cheese
No,
and
no,
chalk.
no, no.
Cheese
What
and
you
chalk.
mean?
You're arguing two different points.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We
said
don't
before.
carry pussy feelings.
Yes, we do.
Of course
Oh, you
they
do?
No.
No, men.
No,
No.
you answer that sharply.
We,
No,
you
they do.
answered that
we
sharply.
as in,
We don't carry pussy
no
feelings.
statement applies.
No
to everybody.
Jamaican man carry
That
you
is
carry
not.
pussy. Cameraman, you carry pussy
Me not-
feelings?
me not ask
Hold on,
Christ.
Bro, no.
You
just-
carry pussy feelings? Cameraman don't
We
carry
may
pussy
not,
feelings.
but doesn't mean all. Listen, we can't say all.
Huh.
There is no all.
We
Some men do,
don't.
some men-
No, we don't.
Bro, please. Come
What
on,
we
come on.
carry is feelings. And you fuck with your feelings. You fuck with your feelings. We carry feelings. And you fuck with it.
Okay. All right.
When that now, and now, no, for a serious level. What? No, hold on.
Bro.
A woman don't, no, a
Bro.
woman, no,
Bro.
hold on. Let me put a disclosure. When a man don't carry pussy, he carry feelings. I'm gonna tell you why. It's when a man look at a woman and say, yo, my girl, love you, I'm there with you, and me you go. That is the feeling.
Bro.
Is that a pussy feeling? Is this something that a man is harder to commit? A man is harder to commit than a woman. So the pussy feeling don't work there, so
I
it's the
did not
commitment
have
that he
sexual
goes.
relations with that woman.
Right.
She just said,
No, but a woman will tell the same thing too.
Bro.
A woman will tell the same thing too. A woman will tell the same thing.
No.
Oh, come
know,
on.
We are
I
straight
know
so far
men
from that.
who
See the
don't-
cameraman there,
I
him
know.
not care pussy
Listen,
feelings.
them carry pussy feelings and don't
Him not
mind
care-
picnic. Them not getting money because you know want to have
So
sex
hold on,
with them.
hold
Them
on.
not- Oh,
Answer my,
please.
The rest of your pussy
so,
feelings.
answer my question.
Yes.
Who has it more difficult in terms of having a relationship with, being introduced to, and having to deal with
Woman.
the ex's new partner?
Woman.
Men or women?
I
Women.
think women.
Women. Overall women.
But women will show it. Women will show it because we do express our emotions.
I'm asking.
But men,
So you say women, you say women.
women will
Women.
show
I
it.
say men.
I
I'd
think
love
men.
for the viewers to look. I think while women may have emotion, we love to say women are emotional, but we carry belly more than women.
Men have
Understand?
more emotion.
Because when we
Feelings
love
are feelings.
hard. That is why we don't care pussy feeling. We love harder than woman. We as man look, we don't care pussy we love harder than woman. When you look, Nara, no, stop. Nara, when you look upon your woman and say to her, I say, baby, I never know why, but I just love you.
Right?
It seems perfect.
Comparing to when a woman look at you and say, yo, baby, no, some love you still.
You just-
I'm just simply saying to you, don't do that. When a man commit himself to a woman and make a woman know how he feel about her, it's not that is why you have physical altercation in a lot of relationships, because she not expecting him to be that person. When a woman says she want a perfect man, a man this, a man that, she want this man. And when she get him and she realizes, yo, this nigga, you're too strong for me, and I'm a care man.
I'm sorry.
And I'm simply
I'm
saying,
not gonna rock with you on this one.
no, it's the truth.
I'm not gonna rock with
But
you.
it's the truth. You're wrapping up. It's time to cut. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut it short. So what I'm simply saying is that it's the truth. Women complain that there's no good man. When them try and find a so-called good man,
You
the
have-
man is too possessive.
But you
Us
have never
co-parenting,
dated
right?
Good.
men. Yeah,
Of course that. But it does have a part to
It-
play.
it
in
affects
co-
one of
It
its own.
affects everything.
All right.
No, it's not straight.
Hold
It's
on, all right. We're gonna. We could do a part. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this.
3 and
Since
4.
you talk about the child.
You realize I said earlier?
Yes.
They went way beyond the
No,
child.
what
What?
I said, we
Both
have to do whatever we have to do.
I did speak about the child, and I said,
But
but I spoke about the child. But I spoke about the child. I said I have 2 kids. And the communication is not what it's supposed to be because
Hold on.
of the woman and the.
Hold on. I'm gonna have a
bitterness.
part 2 with Chad and Kiki. Have to.
No, hold
Because-
on, hold on.
No, we're gonna do this again.
Yes.
We're gonna have maybe like paintball or some
Right?
sumo wrestling thing.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
only
Because
need to work that shit out.
I need to like, you know.
But in the meantime,
wing, wing,
before
wing.
we're gonna
Fishing, Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I hate you all.
You know what?
Shut
I
up.
should have not done this live
Shut
tonight.
up. Shut up.
Good.
I will never accept that you just said fishing wing.
Fishing
I'm tough. But anyway, before we wrap up, one advice to people who are entering into a co-parent or in a co-parent where there may be a little lack of civility between the exes. How would you, both men and women, how would you suggest or advise them to manage it?
Beat before
Go.
beast.
You have to, well, as I said before, you have to think about it. Oh.
Yes, there's a camera actually there. Yes, good.
You have to think about it,
Set good,
child.
Talk to my
You have to think about the child and the well-being of the child. Take your emotion out of it. Let the child have a good relationship with you and with the father or the mother, and just take your emotion out of it. Think about the child. The child is number one. So
That's your advice to male and female.
yeah.
You.
My advice to male and female is this.
It doesn't have to be separate.
No, it's what it is, and the truth is the truth. If you look at work, cause if you look for the man for support it fully, 100% and by your ear, your lashes and everything there. No, hold on. Let me say you talk a while ago. Let me talk. If you look for the man for pay your rent by your lashes and something there, rather than just give you the money for your child,
I want to
you waste it. I might like it. Don't do it. A grown man talk. Don't do it. But if you're thinking about the child himself or herself or itself, try and have that child's parent involved in whatever the circumstances are. Whether the parent is broke, whether they have money, whether they broke up bitterly, whether he has another woman or two or she have another man or two, it doesn't matter. Get that child involved one way or the other with the parent of the child. Simple.
Situation regardless.
No matter the situation, let that child have that communication.
All right.
When he reaches age of his own thought, he will decide whether or not he wants to go along with his father, his mother. Do not build that barrier for him to have it within himself to say, fuck my father, fuck my mother, or however it may work out. Don't do it. Simple.
My final is very simple. It's about the kid. Sometimes if you have to take a get over yourself pill, take it.
Yeah.
Not saying you must take disrespect, but it's
Yeah,
about the kid.
get over yourself.
I want to thank my guest, Kiki, Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Chad, she wants to beat the smack out of you right now.
I might like
want to
it.
thank my thank my technical team, Sonia, Mar, Kai,
Sonia,
big up
Mar.
yourself, cameraman.
So
Lyndon,
there's-
anywhere you are, bro. Respect.
There's a comment. You want to hear it?
Let's
Oh,
hear it.
seriously?
A whole heap of jacket giveaway at Jamaica.
Don't it?
Because women know the man that get the jacket, I go take. The man that them give the jacket, I go take better care of the child.
Which,
The man said that, don't it?
no, woman said that.
I'm not sure.
It's a woman said that. The
What is-
guarantee is a woman
Again,
said
it's
that.
matter as.
Yeah, but
Madam,
it's a
this
man
is a
said
woman
that,
said
man. It's a man said that.
Before we go, I want to thank our host. This place is so amazing. Incognito Vacation Stays
At the
off Hagley Park Road.
At the first me I come here. No, the first me I come. No,
Okay.
you know you do your thing, nothing.
8 Carlson Road off Hagley Park Road. Bar, rooms, pool. It is a magnificent place. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to interrupt your place.
What do you mean by room?
We love it.
Pool.
We can rent a room
Yes, you can.
for the night or for the week or what?
It have room.
You
It
know,
have
like
pool.
if you different conversation. Alright, sorry, go ahead.
So we can come here one night. My
Hey,
cousin.
hey, hey!
Then my
I know
cousin
you're
can-
on camera same way, don't
Oh,
do it.
but the cousin that
What you
When you're informed for yourself,
when I say
to check out the place. The
yes,
pool.
man.
Don't they have pool?
Pool, a bar, and restaurant. Yes,
Why
good.
is that
Yes,
really the
yes, goody. Yes, goody.
call. Just stop.
You know,
Just
so
stop.
it's a lie.
Call.
What you
He's even giving it a call.
I don't think I should come back here anymore now.
Thank you, Incognito. We loved it. Grown Men Talk Podcast. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We're going to give you more great content. Thanks to the team. Lyndon, big up yourself. Be safe.
When
We'll
there?
be back next Wednesday. And the Banana Go Fanner, our manager at Incognito. Thank you
Ray, good girl.
so much. So again, games night tomorrow, right here.
Oh,
And we all will be here doing karaoke.
Karaoke.
When a
games
karaoke?
night Tomorrow night.
Come down,
The
guys.
karaoke is the 27th of February mix and the
the
melody.
27th of February is karaoke at Incognito at Collison Drive.
Carlson Drive off Hagley
Off
Park
Hagley
Road.
Park Road. That's the second.
We took a tour of the rooms.
Me never take no
Clean,
tour. No, me no.
pristine.
Me not- me can't take a
Love
tour.
you guys so
No,
much.
no,
Thank
no.
you so very much. The food is great, the drinks are great, the company is great. Grown Men Talk Podcast, big up. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Next week, who knows what we're going to be
Me
talking
can't ask you a question before we
No,
lock
you
off.
cannot.
Look, one question.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Like one question?
No, nope. Nope.
One